In today's equity index futures markets, let's take a look at the S&P 500 future as the S&P 500 future is experiencing a big move higher today, up better than 3.5% currently, right around the 2950 level. Now, if it holds here, and I think that it will, there's only a few minutes left in the day trade here, that would be a new closing high for the last 2 months. So we are seeing the S&P futures continuing to realize the top end of the range after the big sell-off that occurred in March. And when you look at some of the driving factors today, I think first and foremost, you got to look at the Fed Chairman Powell's appearance on TV last night, indicating that the Fed still has more stimulus they could provide. They have other tools that they could use, indicating that they are not out of bullets yet. And that really created a bid underneath the S&P 500 futures overnight. And then we came in this morning with the news breaking about COVID-19, the potential for a vaccine, at least positive results from a vaccine that is being developed. And that really lit a fire underneath the futures markets. And we did see the S&P futures open higher and then continue to really drive higher throughout most of the day. And we look at the trends in place. As I mentioned, we are seeing the S&P futures here pushing up to the top end of the range for the last 2 weeks. And it is interesting to see this rotation that appears to be taking place, as the idea that if a vaccine is available, and if it's available by the end of the year, that some of these industrial names and some of the names that have been underperforming may come back into favor. And I think we did see that take place here in the rotation. And if you look at the S&P 500 futures relative to the other futures markets, the NASDAQ was the underperformer today, up about 2.5%. But if you look at the Dow and the Russell, certainly benefiting from this news this morning and had a banner day, particularly when you look at the Russell futures up better than 7%. And even the Dow futures had a big rally today as well, up over 4%.